Should we up this baby or what?
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That podcast, where we watch the worst movies from trailer and credits. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
No. No? No.
We don't do that.
No.
Protect the innocent.
No. Just protect the innocent, yeah.
An ITMT value.
Man. Okay. So we're back with our full breakdown of Kinda Pregnant, Mostly Pregnant, 2025.
None pregnant, actually.
None pregnant, actually. So, Amy Schumer. Ay, ay, ay.
This was a stinker.
Yeah. It met all the expectations.
Yep. Yeah. Should I remind people what the log line was?
I think you should.
So when Lainey's plan to settle down and start a family falls apart, she puts on a fake baby bump, tells a lie, and accidentally falls for her dream guy. Stupid.
Yeah.
It's exactly labor pains.
Yeah. It's the same movie, right? Same movie, different jobs. That was it. So, sheesh. It's all about finding yourself, It's all about self-discovery. That's what it is. So,
yep.
Yeah. Ay. How do we do on our prognostications?
I think our real one's pretty good.
Yeah, real ones. I think we nailed it.
Yeah. Our aspirational ones, less so, I think.
Yeah, I think I was going along the lines of that they were going to have a kid and it's MacGruber.
Right.
MacGruber baby.
Right.
That's not, unfortunately, that did not happen. So
no, devastating.
But
this movie was very predictable from every scene.
Paint by numbers, Happy Madison Productions. You've seen this movie a million times.
Yep.
Got some of the Samuel Clue in there, some SNL folks in there, so it's,
definitely had some, funny bits.
Yeah, most of these movies are, kind of stitched together with, a couple funny lines here and there. Oh, we were definitely right about, all the secondary characters were way funnier than your primary.
Yeah. And, even Jillian Bell wasn't as funny as I had hoped. I feel like they did her a disservice.
Yeah, a little bit. I agree.
And I'm glad, the beginning, Amy Schumer's doing a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of tapers off a little bit, thankfully, because it's, too much at the beginning. You're like, how many times can you fall down in the first 10 minutes of a movie?
Yeah. That's a Lindsay Lohan move, too, right? A little physical comedy, but,
Yeah. But Lindsay Lohan, I feel like you deploy it. I mean, it's obviously the writing and not necessarily their choices, but you deploy it when it's unexpected, and then you're like, good one, and then you don't do it again.
Got me.
The rest of the movie.
Yeah.
You don't do it 4 times in the first 10 minutes, which is what happens.
No, because that's just overkill. Yeah. So that's it. So you want some quick info here about this movie?
Yeah.
It's actually gonna be very quick. So fast facts, super fast this time, but we're not there yet. So slow down, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Info me.
Yeah, I know your role. This is directed by Tyler Spindell, who we enemy of the pod, I think.
Yeah.
But didn't we figure out he's a cousin of Sandler or something like that? I don't know. He's done The Outlaws, which we've done. You should go back to
a cousin of Sandler?
I don't know. Something like that. He's a producer. He's directed 13 things. The Outlaws is the one we have done with him. He's Rob Schneider's TV special. Woof. The Wrong Missy, Deported, Father of the Year. What was this?
He's nephew of Adam Sandler.
That's what it was. So it's nepotism is at its best here. So
that's right.
So that's who directed this. Paint by numbers, not too hard. Set up a camera, let the actors do the thing. Next setup,
The directing wasn't the problem. Yeah, it was very standard rom-com.
Yeah. There's nothing special going on here. Writers now. We got Julie Pava and Amy Schumer. And so it's a story by Julie Pava, and then obviously Schumer did all the jokes, I guess.
That's why some of them are funny and most of them are not.
Yes. 80-20.
It's like 80-20, yeah.
Yeah. Julie Pava has she's only got this and one other thing, like a short film in her credits, and that's it. So, yeah. So, not a lot.
Well, keep trying.
Who is in this movie? So we got Amy Schumer, obviously plays Lainey. We got Will Forte, the love interest, plays Josh. Jillian Bell.
Latte.
Latte. I'm Latte. Jillian Bell plays Kate, the best friend. Brianne Howey plays Megan, the new friend she makes, the new pregnant friend. Lizze Broadway, who I thought was pretty funny, is Shirley. She plays the younger teacher who is kind of obnoxious. She had some moments of just being
there were a couple of moments. Mostly I couldn't get into it. Mostly I was just very annoyed by that character, and I was like, I can't. Which I get was the point, but
yeah, that's fair. I think the winner of it, though, Urzila Carlson, the comedian, the New Zealand, South African, New Zealand comedian there, Fallon. She played Fallon. She was hilarious, I thought.
She was good, yeah.
Damon Wayans Jr. comes in as Dave.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he had his moments. Pretty funny. Chris Geere, I'm going with Geere there, plays Steve, Megan's husband, the British guy there.
I feel like he was the butt of funny bits at times, but it wasn't usually because of him. It was
right. Get the Mazda, Steve. Yeah. We had the random SNL Alex Moffat show up playing Ron, spelled R-A-W-N. He was Shirley's husband. He had his two decent little moments.
Yep.
Friend of the pod, Joel David Moore. Plays
friend of the pod.
Yeah, played Mark, which is Kate's husband.
Yeah, what else was he in that we did?
He was in a little movie called Hottie or Naughty. He was the main guy.
That was the main guy from Hottie or Naughty.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Good thing you're here.
As soon as I saw him, I was like,
how the mighty have fallen.
It's that guy. How the mediocre remained mediocre. And then this was I was scrolling through all the credits because there's a lot of Sandler friends and stuff like that there. I didn't remember seeing him, but Dave Attell apparently was in this, and he played Shirley's father. And I don't know if there was a scene in the wedding or something like that. He didn't have a line, I don't think. He just was there.
No.
I don't know. Yeah. Huh. And then Alexandra Storr played the daughter with the mom on the carousel.
That's a good credit.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun ones, but I went with that one because it was the longest credit.
Yeah. You want a long credit.
Yeah.
Nice. Great work.
Yeah. So that's everyone there. No numbers, no budget numbers because Netflix is
the usual.
Happy Productions, whatever deal with Netflix. Rotten Tomatoes, this is a first, I think, 29% critic, 27% audience.
I think we've done one other one that had a lower audience score too, because I remember us being surprised because we'd never seen it before. And very uncommon.
Yeah, and I would think that this would have been a little bit higher on the audience because I'm sure Amy Schumer has her following, right? She's got her her peeps, and I don't know. I guess they didn't show up for it.
And I had a couple of laughs. I really would have expected this to be audience score at least 40.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It wasn't good. It was definitely a slow hour and a half.
Thank God it was only an hour and a half, but it's just kind of boring. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's every once in a while there's a line or two from a secondary character, from Will Forte or Urzila Carlson. Okay, that's kind of funny.
Yeah. I was sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Yeah. So
I probably laughed 8 times.
Yeah, it was probably in the 6 to 7 range. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
In the very end, the last minute, right? That was probably the funniest part.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah.
It's I was okay, that's how they're going to do it. I love it.
Yep.
You want some fast
facts? The end was the best part.
Right? Literally the last 30 seconds. I was
yeah. All right, fact me, Daddy.
I only got 2, so this is going to be super fast.
Great.
The wheelchair, the guy in the wheelchair in the beginning of the movie when she's getting congratulated when she gets the bump or when she's walking around, I think.
Sure.
That's on her fake pregnancy is Amy Schumer's actual father, Gordon.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, little cameo. Yeah.
Huh.
Little daddy cameo. Yeah.
Good to have daddy in there,
These are terrible, but the only other one we have here is when Dave asked Lainey when she got pregnant, Dave being Damon Wayans Jr. there. He mentions that they were with his family in Vermont for Thanksgiving, my favorite parade. Damon Wayans Jr. was born in Huntington, Vermont.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a New England guy.
I mean, I'm sure he's not. Like, I don't think the Wayans grew I'm sure it was like, well, he's born in Vermont, but then they immediately moved
to LA.
Or LA, right? I don't know. I guess I don't know anything about the Wayans family lore.
The lore. Going a big deep dive.
Right?
So, yeah.
Too deep in Wayans right now.
Yeah. Just too many Wayans. That's it. That's all I got.
Wow, great job.
Yeah, I think so.
So fast.
I know.
So furious.
So this was a tough one for us, but yeah, you want to Hollywood pitch me, motherfucker?
Sure. Yeah, do I ever. Boy, have I got a doozy that I've thought all the way through for sure. This one's very obviously Rosemary's Baby meets Paddington 2. If you have you seen the Paddington movies?
I haven't, but they're highly rated. They're
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've heard that and I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes and everyone they're like great movies. Yeah. So
really good. Yeah, highly recommend. So yeah, let's see here. Let's start with Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, let's dive into that one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a baby, so there's a pregnancy afoot.
Well,
Jillian Bell is pregnant.
Right.
You could talk about you. I mean, me. I could talk about the themes of the prison of domesticity.
Yep.
You know, I feel like Rosemary's Baby. You're Rosemary's Baby. Like half the time, you're like, is she nuts or is that a demon baby? And you're like, I don't know. It could go either way at times.
Could go either way. And in this movie, all the pregnant ladies are they nuts or pregnant?
Well, I wasn't going to say that, but
okay.
No, I was going to say, is it she's kind of gaslighting herself into thinking I don't know, by the end of the movie, I feel like Amy Schumer kind of believes she's pregnant, even though she's not.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you're like, what a weird thing to do there.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Rosemary's Baby.
Both take place in New York. I don't know. I can't remember where Rosemary's
Baby's in New York.
It's just a shot in the dark, but
yep. Rosemary is being manipulated by neighbors and the cult there and the husband and she's doing what everyone else wants her to do. And I feel like Lainey is also a victim to the society of well, you got to have a baby and you got to get married and you got to do it's very much just doing whatever society wants you to do in both cases. Yeah, that's probably it. What else? I haven't seen Rosemary's Baby in I don't know, 10 years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Surprisingly recently, but definitely New York, by the way. I just checked.
Yeah, Central Park West. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to come up with something else to say. Amy Schumer is also kind of the Antichrist, so.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Now meets Paddington 2. I like to give myself a Saturday challenge.
Yeah. Okay.
So Lainey is committing real fraud and at times crimes.
Does
right?
Paddington cause fraud in Paddington 2?
Paddington gets framed for a crime.
What is happening?
And ends up in prison for 10 years. So a little bit of this was wishful thinking in that I wish Amy Schumer ended up in prison for 10 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know if Paddington serves his entire sentence or not. I don't really recall.
Yeah, he's a bear. Why is he in
That's right.
Is he in prison for 10 years?
He gets framed for a burglary.
What? think they're going a little too hardcore with these reimaginings of, childhood characters. Here's the pitch. All right, Paddington 2. What happens? He gets framed. He goes to prison for 10 years. He comes out reformed. Like, what? Does he learn his lesson? No, he goes on a revenge tale.
That's right. Well, he does do a buddy team up with his friend Knuckles, which you may recall.
Safety tip: never have a friend named. That one.
Yep. Knuckles McGinty is Paddington's friend's name.
Paddington obviously doesn't listen to the cast, but yeah, safety tip number 21: don't have a friend named Knuckles. Like that's just obvious. Right. Like, come on, Paddington.
Yep. I think it's his prison buddy Knuckles, obviously.
Which obviously, yeah, exactly. That's why you don't have a friend named Knuckles, because they're probably from and/or have been in prison at some point.
Yeah. And so, I feel like I appreciate a friend like Knuckles, like a friend like Latte.
Like a friend like Latte.
Yeah, you want a good imaginary name. And then the ending is ridiculous also. Just like this movie, where they kind of just wrap it all up very neatly. Everything's well, she apologized and Will Forte's mad for a day, and then he comes back and tries to win her back, right? And then they go on a Zamboni rampage. We'll get there. The end of Paddington 2, he ends up being in a coma.
What? The bear? Paddington?
Yeah, the bear ends up in a coma. Yeah. And he
what? I have to watch this movie now. He's framed for a robbery.
That's right.
Goes to prison for 10 years, and the movie ends with him in a coma.
Well, no. So it ends with him in a coma, and then he wakes up at the very end.
And they do the camera on his face, and his eyes just pop open, and they're like,
pretty much, yeah.
Paddington, you're a free bear now. The end. Roll credits.
Almost exactly, actually. But they find the real criminal. He's arrested. They exonerate Paddington.
Now, you'd always joke about what timeline are we living in? And I tell you, there's only one timeline. But now I'm all right, what timeline are we in right now?
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, just like this one, where it's really silly and dumb, and you're like, why would you end a movie like that? But I liked it. The kind of pregnant ending, I liked. It was the best part, like you said.
I agree.
So that's my pitch. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let's slog through that.
Yeah, we kind of sticks and duct taped our way through that one.
Yeah. Thanks for the assist.
No problem.
What do you got?
Yeah, so I went with It's Miracle meets Single White Female.
Oh, so you went back to your classics.
Yeah,
because you've done Miracle before too.
Probably have. You got to pick a good hockey movie. Obviously the miracle, one, pregnancy, it's a miracle of life, right? So we got that going for you right there, right? Miracle has some big speeches like this movie at the end to rally the team, to be like, hey, I'm not an asshole. I lied to you all about being pregnant, Yeah. Miracle, it's all about beating the Russians. Underdog story. No one's expecting that. No one's expecting, to her to not be pregnant, right? No one's expecting the Americans to beat the Russians, right?
The Spanish Inquisition. Yeah.
There's Zambonis, ice time, hockey skates, right?
You're totally right.
Yeah. All sorts of cool stuff like that. Meets Single White Female takes place in New York City. There is kind of a line where, well, first of all, Lainey is single white female.
That's right.
And there's kind of an obsessive thing with when she finds out that Kate's pregnant. There's this jealousy that she wants her life. She wants that. She wants that family.
She does want to become Kate. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right. Let's see. There's a little bit of a love triangle thing with Dave, the ex there, where he's,
he's got his own triangle.
He's got his own triangle. He's got his own Bermuda Triangle going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's no death, I don't think. There's
die in this movie?
There is a knife scene where the kid stabs her and the fake baby.
Oh yeah,
baby
that was
ruthless. Yeah.
The kid's a star.
Really, the kids kind of nailed it. Let's see what else we got here. I think that's about it.
Okay. Hey, That was short and sweet. I like it.
You know, that's where I'm at right now. You know, trying to not do the obvious, like, oh, it's Bridesmaids meets Labor Pains, which that's what this is.
Because that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So.
No, that makes sense. Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. ITM Tron, he's got his own pitch.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah, he's back. I thought, did we get rid of him? I can't remember.
Vacation? Yeah, I feel like he hasn't been in the last episode or two.
He just didn't do a really good job. Yeah, he's going, it's Knocked Up meets Fleabag. He's still not understanding we're doing movies, not TV shows.
Movies.
Hey, you stupid AI.
God damn it.
You stupid A1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's deep news information right there. Yeah. His explanation is like Knocked Up, it explores the chaos and comedy of an unplanned pregnancy, but with the sharp, self-aware voice and emotional depth of Fleabag. Expect messy relationships, fourth wall breaking insights. This is not even close to being true.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Man, ITM Tron, what are you doing?
Lazy.
I'm not even going to finish what he has to write here. It's not even close. There's no fourth wall breaking, is there?
No. No, there was definitely like a bunch of and I feel like they cut a lot of the
stuff
Amy Schumer reaction face too.
Yeah, they did. They're like, too much reaction face. Let's get rid of it. So
yeah, which I appreciate. Maybe that's what they were thinking. Maybe ITM Tron was thinking about that from the trailer.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trusting him anymore. So
yeah,
certainly not with our lives.
She definitely doesn't become a mom.
No.
So.
You're wrong. You're wrong, ITM Tron.
God, ITM Tron.
All that
A1 in you.
A1. You are, you know.
Mm-hmm. A top steak sauce.
Yeah.
If you like steak sauce.
Top AI too.
Brought to you by steak sauce.
Jared sums it up.
Yeah, it's about that time. So, Lainey, a quirky school teacher, expects a marriage proposal from her long-term boyfriend Dave, but instead gets blindsided by a request for a threesome. Humiliated and unmoored, she spirals and impulsively begins faking a pregnancy, donning a fake belly and embedding herself in a community of expecting moms, including new friend Megan and her charming brother Josh. As Lainey's web of lies deepens, culminating in a roast chicken masquerading as a baby at a baby shower, her secret is
Rosemary's Babies right there.
Right?
A little rosemary in that chicken.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Ooh, good one.
Yeah, right?
Devastating her newfound relationships. Ultimately, she comes clean, makes amends with Megan and Katie, confesses her love to Josh, who returns her feelings, leading to a chaotic but heartfelt reunion atop a runaway Zamboni.
I mean, that's it. You just summed it up.
The entire plot. Yep.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, this movie stinks. Listeners, don't watch it unless you're really bored.
Yeah. Yeah, or if you're really, really an Amy Schumer, but you shouldn't be.
Yeah, if you're like a big Amy Schumer stan, then like you will probably love this movie.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. 27%. So.
Right. Good point.
It's rough.
Unless the anti-Amy Schumer crowd was out in full force.
Oh, that could be. I mean, that's not us. We're not going in there. I'm not so anti someone. I'm going to go on like IMDb like Rotten Tomatoes, like, thumbs down. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Just to, you know.
You like what you like, even if it's wrong.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But yeah, I'm not going to tell you online about it.
No, what a waste of time. Go sniff grass or something, right? Yeah,
exactly. Sniff all the grass.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into the things that we think? This is going to be cruise control here. Altitude, you know?
Yeah. I agree. We've got like 5 scenes to talk about.
Because, man, this movie is just boring. And
so boring.
Like we said, we've seen it. Labor Pains, same movie.
Exactly the same. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Even the stealing of the baby bump from the maternity store.
Yeah.
Like exactly the same.
Do you think she just was like flipping through Netflix and she came across Labor Pains and was like, oh, this movie came out old enough, long enough ago where I can just redo this?
Maybe. And I think Labor Pains we had to watch on like Amazon or something. So maybe she was like, oh, I can get away with it because it's not on Netflix.
And Netflix won't know. They're a bunch of idiots. They're paying me to make this movie. Obviously, they're a bunch of idiots.
They don't know anything about Amazon.
Or how to, company. Or how to make good content. So, yeah.
Right. Obviously, these days.
Brutal. So, yeah, this is a Happy Madison Productions. Let's go through the opening quick to where the kind of inciting incident, I guess you want to call it.
Yeah. And then this opening scene's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just two little girls playing with Cabbage Patch dolls, pretending to be mom / having a baby.
Yeah. We know it's the 80s because Madonna's on the radio.
And Cabbage Patch dolls.
And Cabbage Patch dolls, right.
So.
And like at first I thought the characters were reversed. Like I assumed that the one who is like really aggressively wanting to be a mom is Kate, but it's Lainey.
Yeah.
Like, being a mom is the greatest thing a human being can do. And then there also is like drop at the end, and we have to be there for each other because our moms are dead.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, what? You're not going to unpack that at all. Okay. And then it's like title card. You're like, okay.
Kind of pregnant. Here we are. New York City apartment where we meet our main character here, Lainey. Not a good actor. She's FaceTiming with friends, with Kate.
On the toilet.
And the whole setup is that she's going out to dinner tonight with Dave, right? Her boyfriend, expecting, she's thinking of going to a fancy place, expecting to get the old pop the question. Yep. We've seen this a million times in a million different movies. It's the old bait and switch. Fancy dinner, we get the cake, yada yada.
The tale's all this time.
All the stuff from the trailer. We meet Mark in his one of two scenes, I think.
Mark has no lines other than like Kate and Mark. After Kate hangs up, they find out that they're having a baby, and Mark's like, "Why is it wet?"
Yeah,
it's piss, Mark. That was one of the 8 times I laughed.
Oh, you laughed at that one? I was like, okay. So, okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah.
I don't know how hard I laughed. I think I definitely went like, haha.
Oh, okay. Did you point to, or just yeah.
It's piss, Mark.
Piss, Mark. Oh, okay. So then we get so there's a whole setup in, like, so we learn the normal world that she's in. So we go to her school. She's an English teacher. We're talking about Romeo and Juliet. This will come back later as like a twist when she twist. It'll come back later as she flips out because Romeo and Juliet. She's like, it's about love and all this sort of stuff. Some of the kids were kind of funny.
A bad teacher.
Yeah, not a good teacher at all. And then the boyfriend calls. He's like, "Hey, can you pick up my watch before you come to dinner?" You kind of know where this is going. Good. Yeah. And then Fallon there, the New Zealand friend, she's like vaping in school. She's just kind of funny. Yeah.
She's funny.
New York City transition shot, and then we're at the boyfriend's apartment. She's grabbing a watch. She sees this dress on the bed, and you're immediately like, that's not for her.
Well, because it's the wrong size. She's like, "Oh, I love that you think that."
Yeah. It's like, okay.
You're like, yeah, it's very obvious setup. Because then, she gets ready, goes to the restaurant, trips down the stairs. So this is our second or
physical comedy moment within the first 5 minutes of the movie. I get to 13 minutes in the movie and I was like, there's only 13 minutes have passed. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I did the same thing, I think, at like 20 minutes. So I was like, ugh. I thought I'd be at least halfway done.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I'm only 1/16 of this movie.
Yep.
So they do dinner and there's just a bunch of awkward jokes about getting old and dying.
Yep.
That's just kind of like the style comedy. A lot of awkward stuff, right?
Yep.
So then we fast forward to the end of dinner, and she gets like the cake with a heart and everything, and champagne, and she's kind of like rushing things along because she's like excited for the ring. She's like mashing through the cake looking for the ring, and she's like, "Where is it?" He's like, "What?" And he's like, "I think we need to level up here."
Yeah.
And let's have a threesome.
Because you can't have a threesome with your wife. That's weird.
That's right. And then Moira shows up, the other woman, and she's like, "What is happening right now?" So,
you must be Lainey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she like makes a big scene and screams, and it's like not funny. It's like more sad than funny, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's
more
kicking
like
things off.
Comedy. Yeah.
So then from there, it's just depression stuff. We're back at the school. She's doing, tearing apart Romeo and Juliet. She was like, yeah. And then someone asked for a threesome, whatever. And one of the girls at the school was like, "What's a threesome?" She's like, "Well, it's when 3 people do something only 2 should." Like a seesaw. Exactly. It's like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. That was a little funny. Yeah.
But that was it.
And then, that's kind of it. Then they have she has a lunch with Kate. They discuss. Kate says that she's having a baby. She's pissed about it. Lainey's pissed about it.
Yeah. So probably
more. school stuff.
All this stuff is like, like a lot of these movies where you have like a bunch of comics putting a movie together. It's just like, I've written this one good like line, and then they basically create a scene around that to create that line, and it's like, you don't even need this. It doesn't even need to exist. It's not even that funny. So
exactly.
I guess that's kind of the point, but I don't know.
Yep. We get introduced to Shirley at this point, at some point in here.
She's the younger, quote unquote, hotter teacher,
She's like, Golden Girls, right? And then they're like, what? And she's like, oh, I like looked up old people stuff so I could talk to you. You're like, nice.
Real good.
You're in your 40s, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I love how Fallon's just like, she's just like vaping in the school, and finally she's like, Blaney's like, are you even allowed to smoke in here? She's like, yeah, it's just pot.
Yeah, that was good.
So we hit our moment. Our meet cute moment. Yep. Classic in a coffee shop in New York City. It's been done a million times. Everyone's met everyone in a coffee shop in New York City.
Yep, a tale as old as time.
We run into Will Forte's character Josh. I don't know.
And Shirley walks in. So that's the premise. Is like Shirley walks in and she's like,
"That's right."
Lainey doesn't want to talk to her, and so she's like, "Just like pretend to talk to me about anything." And he's like, "What?"
Right.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm catching up with my old friend here, Latte." And Shirley's like, "Oh, what a cool name." Like, well, can I use your bathroom? I was like, you're right. Shirley did have a couple of good lines.
Yeah. A couple. Not many. I'm not giving it a lot, but. Yeah, and then there's just like it's meet cute stuff. So you get their flirtatious stuff. They're joking around with each other. Obviously, they got the same sense of humor. The old,
very Old Navy based humor.
Yeah, a lot of Old Navy based. Yeah, just so you know, Old Navy is actually not a Navy. Bunch of Old Navy jokes, and then what happens? Like nothing really.
Nothing. Like they do like the hot chocolate thing.
It's actually all the stuff from the trailer. Like we get all of it's from the trailer. We get the joke when she goes with Kate to the store to like go shopping for pregnancy clothing, and she finds the lady bump there, and she's trying it on. The lady comes in, makes all the jokes about her.
Yep. The masturbating to the Golden Bachelor bit worked way better in the trailer than it did in the movie.
Yeah. Yes, it did. Yeah. Yeah, definitely did.
Thanksgiving, my favorite parade, like that woman at the dressing room, like she had
a couple good lines, but it's like, okay, stitching this together to the next scene. It's like, bleh.
Yeah, I mean, it can skip it. There's like a couple of montages in here.
Yeah, well, then she tests out. She goes home and she tests out like, why do people like? She Googles why do people like people were pregnant or something like that, and then she ventures out into the world.
Why are pregnant people obsessed with each other?
And then literally, it's kind of montage from here for a while. We get the whole thing from the trailer of the yoga stuff. We got Sandler's wife there leading the yoga. It's pretentious yoga kind of bullshit stuff here. Mixed with farts, so that makes it funny, I guess.
A lot of fart. Inhale through your vagina, exhale through your butthole.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're like,
no duh.
That's not really funny.
Yeah, that's just common sense. That's what you just do.
Right. You're just saying butthole, and like saying butthole is generally funny, but like,
yeah. I mean, come on. I mean,
grow up. What are you, us?
Oh, and another cameo too, another Sandler cameo. The girl in the subway, the young girl who's like,
oh yeah,
gives her all the comment. I
want to get pregnant right away.
Yeah. The mom's like, I hate you. And that comes back later, but that's Sandler's daughter or one of them.
Oh, yeah. You're good at spotting.
Yeah, yeah. So then, she goes to the yoga thing, and this is where we meet Megan, the new pregnant friend.
Yep.
Take her day. Hey, why don't you come over for dinner? You seem really nice. And then it just cuts to Shirley's gender reveal party, which is, we got Alex Moffat doing the New Jersey Devils. He's the boyfriend. He's like just a total douchebag. And
he was kind of funny. He's the one who said, should we fuck up this baby or what?
And Fallon with like the face paint, like the pink and blue face paint. It's like,
yep.
And then that of course
that part was funny too. When she falls in the pool and they're like, "It's a girl. It's red inside." It's like, it's your blood. That's your blood.
Red inside. She can't swim.
Yeah, that part was funny.
So then we have our big coincidence moment, right? Where we go to dinner with Megan, the new friend, right?
Yep.
And they're having dinner stuff, whatever. And As soon as she's like, "Oh, my brother's going to join us for dinner too," and I was like, "Oh, I know who it is."
Yeah, exactly.
Sure
and this
enough.
is the bone where the kid stabs her in the belly with a knife.
Yes.
You're like, Jesus.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
And then Josh shows up, and then there's very clear chemistry between the two of them. They're flirting away, and then
Also, the one funny Steve bit was the like, want a drink, Steve? And he's like, no, he's in the program. And you're like, oh, like Alcoholics Anonymous or whatever. It's like, no, Jada's like, it's Jada Pinkett Smith, right?
I think so.
I don't really understand. Jada Pinkett now. I don't know. Like, did she drop the Smith? Are they still married?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
And he's like, yeah, I believe it's bad for men to drink. And you're like, what?
You get really angry. No, like really angry.
Yeah, which they did do in a minute, which is wicked funny.
So they're just doing, flirty jokes, whatever. And she's like, oh, let's make some tea. And she goes around, her shirt lights on fire and it's absolute chaos. And Steve's drinking and what the hell's going on? And then
this is when they also introduced the concept of the Thanksgiving one night stand again, of like, you got pregnant at a Black Friday sale? What?
Yeah. And then come back later. This just leads to her and Megan in the bathroom kind of getting real about pregnancy, how isolating it is, and yada, yada, yada. And obviously she's going through this, but Lainey is not, because she's not actually pregnant. So feeling maybe like a little bit of a piece of shit, but
a little relief from Steve of just being like, fuck this, and starts drinking.
Yeah.
And I love Meg's reaction to this one too. She's like, no, Steve. And he's like, oh, just like immediately rampages.
That one I did like kind of laugh out. I was like, this chaos is pretty funny. And then kind of just nothing really happens. We get back at school, talking with Fallon, who realizes she's doing the lady bump thing, right? She's like the voice of reason, basically. She's a couple good lines in here. There's restraining order jokes, whatever. Then the big toy store.
Like they wasted them in the trailer. They wasted all the good jokes in the trailer. I feel like.
Yeah, they totally did. And outside of those, then it was just Fallon. She had like other ones, and that was it. So.
Yep. Then Toys R Us for some reason, which you're like, I don't think Toys R Us exists anymore.
I thought they're bankrupt. Didn't they go bankrupt in there?
The bankruptest. Yeah.
Right. Pretty sure. No one wants toys
more than
anymore.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Unless maybe there's something I'm missing.
We're a toyless society, No more fun for kids.
That's right. Kids aren't allowed to have fun anymore.
They're not allowed to have 30 toys. They're allowed to have like 2, I think.
Yep. Yeah. Defunct April 2018, somewhere around there, June 2018. Okay. So later than I thought. I thought it was like more like 10 years ago at least. But
I mean, 2018. Not that far. I mean, it's kind of a while ago.
A world away at this point. Pre-pandemic, really.
Into before times. Into before times that happened.
A generation ago.
Yeah. So the toy store thing is just mostly her hiding because Megan shows up, Kate's there, and she's doing a split. Like that's most of the rest of this movie is like a lot of her like hiding from. She doesn't have the baby bump with Kate, but then she has it with Megan. Then we have these random run-ins in New York City because everyone knows each other.
Yep, apparently, yeah. The city with 12 million people that you just can't help but bump into everyone you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's just how it works. So she's like kind of doing a split, like trying to like hide and whatever, blah, blah, it doesn't matter. And kind of the halfway moment. And I guess the important thing out of that, the end of that Josh calls or whatever. They talk on the phone. They set up a date. That's all it is.
Yep. Come by the rink tomorrow. Which then we do a quick little date montage, right? So
halfway
skating.
Point.
He's like, it's the best job in the world, which like probably.
I mean, just driving a Zamboni around the ice rink and
it sounds amazing.
Yeah, sounds great. Bunch of goofy jokes. She's talking about books, poetry, whatever.
How'd you know you're ready to be a mom? Like all that stuff.
And then they're kind of continuing a date, and they get a little serious. But then after that, it's like. Is there anything really important here other than like a string of like sketches and jokes?
No.
Oh my God.
Nope. They do a school one, then they do a boat one, then they do a dance montage on the boat, which I'm like, why?
I guess on the boat, the second date, they run into Dave and he's like, oh, you got pregnant? And he's like, is it mine? And he's like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, we're up in the family, we're up in Vermont.
What did you do?
Yeah. She's like, I went to Costco, best deals and best dick, whatever. He's like, what?
Yeah.
And
he's with a harem of scientists.
We're all models. It's like, what do you even do? She's like, scientist. What about the rest of you? We're all scientists. Okay. Hot and smart. And
then we do more like she almost gets caught a bunch of like without the baby bump kind of thing.
Yeah, Megan's asking her to like babysit. Fallon's showing up to the pregnancy stuff too. I felt like it was more for the bit than it was for like actual anything else. The reason why they need to babysit is because they're going to see Jada. So
right,
and then the setup is right, but then that sets up Josh and Lainey running into each other, but not running into each other. He lives there.
But he shows up to like read a book to the kid, and like she's like, "Oh, he's a good father figure."
Yeah, because he can read a book. Like, doesn't make you.
Yeah. We can all read.
Yeah, a lot of dads. Yeah, a lot of dads have read a book and then left. And never read another book. So let's make sure he reads like 10 books over 10 years. Then
exactly.
So then they have they're really awkward sex scene because she's got the lady bump on, but she doesn't want him to touch her or see. So it's kind of awkward, kind of funny.
There's some rules: no touching me, no looking at me. And he's like, "Oh, okay."
So
and that one I did like. That was a good Will Forte reaction when she's like, "I want to have sex with you," and he's like, "Fantastic."
Yeah.
However.
And then they, of course, awkward sex. He lives in the garage, by the way, his sister's garage, and they hit the button, clicker opens up, and there's a family there. Ha ha ha.
Naturally,
you keep the button that is on your bed to the,
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then Josh opens up. He's like, "Hey, I've never felt so connected with somebody, blah, blah, and I trust you, trust. He says the word trust a million times because obviously she's lying to him about being pregnant. And she's like, I can't do this.
It feels good to totally trust someone.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Trusty. And then she cries and runs away. So,
yep.
Then there's like a butterfly field trip with the kids, the students, some funny stuff. I guess the only key thing out of there is that Shirley, the younger teacher, overhears Lainey talking to Fallon, who knows that she's doing this fake baby thing, but all she hears that she's going to terminate the baby, and not that she has a fake baby, so it kind of sets up something later on.
Yep. The only other funny part in that scene was the old lady. That Fallon was fighting with, and she's like butterflies attack.
That gave me a couple chuckles.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So then Shirley, the younger teacher, she goes and tells Kate, and Kate's kind of questioning Lainey, like, "Hey, you puking?" They go for a walk in the park, whatever. And she's like, "Hey, have you been puking, getting sick in the morning?" And like kind of trying to see if she says anything, but
she doesn't,
because she thinks
she's not pregnant.
Yeah, she's not pregnant. She knows it. So,
yep.
So then we get to the baby shower.
Yep.
And
I love this guy always wearing a hockey jersey. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, Alex Moffat. Yeah, Ron. It's way over the top baby shower. And this is kind of leading in. This is kind of leading in towards the end here. Here's the big collapse, right? This is leading to the big collapse. So,
yeah, I think we just talked about this through the end.
Yeah, so she's there. Lainey's there. She doesn't have her lady bump on.
Yep.
But then Josh and Megan, they show up because I forget why. Maybe
Shirley invited them.
That's right. Okay.
Yep.
And then
Shirley's like, "We got to talk about Lainey here. Like, everyone knows kindness is my favorite hobby. And like Lainey here is pregnant and thinking of terminating the baby. So let's try to talk her into keeping it."
Well, Shirley does this big speech though, like in front of everybody, and they're like filming in, like it's going to their streaming to their viewers and all this sort of shit. And Lainey at this point had put one of the turkeys up her skirt there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's, this big speech, really just calling her out, laying it on thick, like, okay, here's a big moment of collapse for our character because they're going to be completely, shamed.
Yep.
And then big speech, big reveal.
It all collapses like too quickly. Like she's just like, "I'm not having the baby. I'm not pregnant." And like
drops the turkey and everyone's like, "Oh, I never."
Yep.
And then
Steve, get the fucking Mazda.
And Josh is just like, "Yeah, you've got some problems. You got some issues."
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a red flag. That's a red flag, I think.
Totally, yeah. And like, I don't know, this scene, I think in a real movie would be a little longer. Like you
Yeah, a little bit.
try to have her like justify her decisions or like,
Yeah.
explain it away. Like instead she's just like, let me explain. And they're like, nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. See ya. See ya.
Next scene.
Next scene.
Yep.
And then we're
It's like the Lainey and Kate apology to each other. Where Kate's like, I don't hate you. I'm not even mad. I'm
yeah,
not
this is right
drunk."
after. This is right after the whole thing, right? Yeah, they're just right outside. So
Yep. And Lainey's
usually
always
in
been jealous of Mark.
some real movies where like this is like the moment where like the character has their big collapse and then they go on like the save face / apology tour.
Yeah.
But they just
It's
get
usually,
over.
like, later.
Yeah, it's usually a bit later and like longer. This is just like, no, you're just being selfish and you're being an idiot. But I still love you. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Oh, okay, so that's good. And then she goes to Megan's house and is like, hey, and like enough time. Like there's like a little bit of showing that time has passed because Megan's had
Baby exists.
Yeah,
Right.
baby exists. So, she does her big makeup speech.
And even the makeup speech is like short and dumb.
Yeah.
And then that's when like Meg tells her from the trailer, like the most important relationship you're ever going to have is with yourself. And then they like inexplicably forgives her immediately and they hug.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I guess-
what?
Lesson of the movie learned. Trust in yourself.
Yeah, but Josh isn't quite ready to forgive yet because
No.
he walks in, sees Lainey, and then immediately ducks back into the garage. Meg opens the garage door and he's like hanging from it, which is kind of funny.
And she does her big speech apology and then she wants to start over. She's apologizing. And
Yeah. Haven't you ever done something stupid for love? And he's like,
I don't know if that it's not like how much of a red flag that is.
yeah, like I don't think you did this stupid thing for love. You did it because you wanted to be like beat your friend at having a baby. Like
yeah. And the attention. Like that's
right.
So yeah. So she leaves. And he's just hanging out there. And then we got a good old-fashioned New York City time-passing montage.
The best. The buildings in the rain.
You get the buildings in daytime, sunshine,
Parks.
New York City. Just New York City. Yep. She's home. She checks her recent calls. She's trying calling Josh. He's not picking up.
Yeah. Our boy Dave shows up.
Also, I don't know if you noticed on her phone, she had 52 unlistened to voicemails. Like, who has that many? Do you know?
Me.
Really?
Yeah, I have so many on listen voicemail, like way more than 52.
I don't get I don't understand how people have these little notification dots on like all their apps and stuff like this and just ignore them and they're just there. Like if you're going to ignore them, just shut them off,
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you who's calling you that much? Like
spam?
Spam? They go to voicemail?
I get a lot of like spam and like sales voicemail. Yeah, I just don't.
Does your Google not catch that stuff and send it off to?
Not that good, no. It does like a decent amount, but I get a lot of spam, dude.
I probably get like 1 or 2 a week.
What?
Yeah.
No, I get like 4 a day.
What?
At least more than that.
Oh, your phone number got hacked. You're on the dark
For
web.
sure. I'm on every list on the internet. Absolutely. I'm everywhere.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, it's awful. So I have all these like 7-second voicemails on my phone of like silence because it's robots. And so like I always check the notification. The notification's gone. Like I always like click into it, but I don't listen to them anymore because I'm not going to listen to 7 seconds of silence. Why would I do that? So I have hundreds of unread voicemails on my phone.
Too. Unbelievable. Okay. Yep. So then Dave shows up. And she's like, what do you want? He's like, I got steak frites. She lets him in. So they have dinner together. And it's basically just like the like the closure there, but also him being like, well, I love how she kind of messes him. Is like, yeah, it's yours. And he's like, oh man. He's like, actually, it's them. She's like, them. He's like, what? There's more than one? He's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, triplets. And he's like, no.
My life's over. Shit.
It is a quick line I did laugh at. He's like, can you keep all of them? That's pretty good. Yeah. So then she reveals she's not pregnant. He's happy, and oh, thank God. And then they give the old like, hey, I still love you, but I want, hope you do well. It's not you, it's me speech. You wanted more than what I could give, yada, yada, yada. So, and she's like,
want to bone one more time?
She's like, and you just wanted so much more success. He's like, pussy. All right.
Yep.
And that's it. So that's closed.
Yep.
And then we go to another montage.
Yeah.
Wrap
Kissing
up
booth over here.
Yeah, wrap up montage. We have photo of her looking at photos of Josh. We got Kate's pregnancy happening. Yeah, she's there for it. We got Josh being sad at Old Navy.
Yep, looking at pregnant women.
And then the whole gang's together. All the teachers are together. Shirley's got her kid hanging out. They're teaching Fallon how to swim, which was kind of funny. Yeah. They're all living together, going to parks and with their kids, and yay, life is good. She's okay. Yeah. She sits looking out over New York City, being like, hey, you know what? Life is okay. I found myself, and this is okay. So, Aww. She's got her groove back. She's back at school. She's teaching the youth.
She got her groove, yeah.
Yeah. And then Miss Laney, there's something outside you need to see. It's a Zamboni.
Yep. And Josh does like the get her back speech, basically.
Yeah, which makes no sense, but
yeah, I mean, also his example, like because she was like, haven't you done something crazy for love way back when? And his example is like, one time I stole my own car for insurance fraud to buy a designer bag for a woman, and you're like, what? Yeah. Like, should we go back to that?
Yeah. So it's the big wrap up because like everyone's out there, all the kids are out there, all the friends are out there.
Yep.
He's giving a little speech. He's like, you're clinically insane. True. But you make me laugh. Right. He's like, there was one funny, he's like, I had the best sex ever with you and I couldn't even see you. And there's like one kid who just starts clapping. I was like, what?
Yeah. That poor horny kid.
And then, he's like, my name is Josh. They kiss. We get the 360 kiss. They kiss. Everyone's applauding. Everyone's happy.
Anne Sexton poem, which is like she brings up 3 times earlier about how she likes this poet. Anne Sexton.
Setup and payoffs. That's what film is all about.
Yep.
And then they hop on the Zamboni. Who's gonna watch her class?
I don't know. I hate it too because like as soon as they kiss, right before they get on the Zamboni, like everyone just claps. And you're like, what?
It's the classic like formula. Yep. Like, okay, we're happy now, and then they could drive off in a Zamboni and are cruising along, and then literally the best 30 seconds of this entire movie, is he screws up and just starts smashing into a bunch of cars. She grabs the steering wheel, she turns it, they smash through like a cafe dining room space or outdoor space, and just like smashing a bunch of stuff. Just absolute chaos and like. And I love how they kind of settle it down. And the last line of the movie is, "Oh fuck."
Yep. And that's it. That's the whole movie.
That's it.
Horrible.
Woof.
But like so skippable. Like you could just listeners, if you sat there and like fast forwarded to the scenes that we mentioned, that would be a better watching experience.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just boring. It's super generic. It's I don't know. It's also like I get there's like this because I guess we're ameliorating. We're ameliorating right now. Let's do it, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is the time when we do that.
I think it's like it's also I know it's one of those ones where like, oh, you guys, it's a comedy, so you have to like suspend the disbelief there of like everyone's okay with someone faking something like this and like that's okay and everyone's going to come around to it, but I think you have to make it more ridiculous. I think because you can't have like these serious moments and people be like, oh yeah, that was a crazy thing, but I love you. No, that's a really big red flag. Like that's a like I don't want to see you ever again kind of thing. Like that's like a what are you doing?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
You put a turkey up your skirt like for what? What are you doing?
Don't do that. Yeah. This movie, the message is weird. Like the message is not a good message. You're right.
Yeah. So, but I think if you're going to do it, you have to go all in on the ridiculousness. Like go all
Yes. Yes. Like give me more Zamboni scenes. Like there.
What if he finds out, what if you bring the guy in on the fake pregnancy thing? Why don't you go that whole route? Maybe they got to do something, right? Like he finds out, but he's just as crazy and he's like,
they're doing a scam or something.
Yeah. They're doing a scam. Like really lean into it that way.
That would be way better.
Right?
Yep. That's a good way to fix this.
Make it a family affair, Yeah. There's a title of your movie. Boom, done. Let's go.
I mean, like, it also would give Will Forte more scenes, which I think would
be good. Which would be good.
Yep. Give like the funny people more, like in like less main characters.
Yeah.
like I want to get, let Fallon like shine a little bit more. Give us a little backstory of like, how did she get here? What's her deal? I guess you could make it even shorter.
I mean, you definitely could.
There's a lot I would cut. Make it a short. Make it like 20 minutes.
That's the problem with movies like this. So like when they're written by comedians, like they're just stitched together just to get to that next comedic moment, not to actually move along the plot or like do anything. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, let's filler this time with like these jokes that we've written around pregnancy and this, and then there's no character development, there's nothing going on, and then you just get to like the next big moment, and which we highlighted. Those were the ones like meet cute, date montage, collapse, and then apology, and then cool, everyone's happy.
Super formula, yeah.
In between that, just put together some jokes that we've written. And it's like,
it doesn't work.
They gotta be really, really funny if you're gonna do that.
It doesn't. It needs a rug to tie the room together.
Yeah. Sure does, buddy. Sure does.
Thin, very thin.
I don't know. I don't think I have anything else.
I don't think I do either. I think we fixed it.
I think we did. Yeah, go all in. Have the fake baby, but have him be in on it. Be like, it's fraud. Let's do some fraud or something.
Let's do some fraud. Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
I think that's it. I think we can end the episode.
Smart. Yeah. Let's Zamboni this.
Let's Zamboni this. Let's re-ice surface this ice here. Okay. All right. Thanks for listening. Back next week with a new movie and trailer trash. In the meantime, follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Set us to auto download. And if you like what we're doing, you should tell a friend. That's really not a lot of things to ask. All three of those things. So.
No, they're easy things. And like, they don't even affect any, like you can turn the notifications off, but if you set us to auto download, like great, like just go in once a month, clear them out.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You don't have to listen. Like, I'd prefer if you did, but
we could set up a shared Google Calendar to remind you,
Yeah. Great idea. Yeah. More notifications is more better.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. But you could also leave us a review. And if you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do those other things, but maybe I want to do something slightly harder, you can do that on Apple or Spotify. 5 stars, maybe a little comment, something nice, something nasty.
Ooh, something dirty.
Or if you're feeling old fashioned, send us an email. We read them in the trailer trash. It's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. Or go to the website. We've got all of the old episodes. At this point, we're coming in hot on 400. Can't
Holy
wait.
Smokes.
Hundreds and hundreds of hours of me and Russ talking. Just what you want.
It's
merch.
What you need. It's what you need.
Put it in my veins. Yeah. Get a t-shirt while you're there.
Do that.
Yeah, we'd love that. There's no information about Russ's book Host, but you should buy that wherever you buy books. Listeners, if you liked Host and you read it and you bought it already, tell us that too. Like, free promo in trailer trash.
Give me a review somewhere. Do something. Yeah,
that'd be lovely. But anyway, just go to itsthismeetsthat.com. You'll figure it out.